Welcome everyone to this exciting interview segment. Today we have the pleasure of sitting down with Kate Dailey, star of the Lifetime Movie Network, Deadly Girls Trip. Join us as we delve into Kate's insights into her character and the challenges of filming this movie and more. Thank you, Kate, to join us today.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure.
It's a pleasure for me. So, can you tell us a little bit about your character in Deadly Girls Trip?
Sure. So I play Janice, and Janice is fun. She's very flashy. She's got all the clothes. She has a killer car, which I absolutely love. I didn't want to give the keys to that back. Driving that convertible was pretty fun. And she's all about, she's got a wry sense of humor, but she really cares about her friends and she really loves them pretty deeply. So, yeah, she's a lot of fun. She's kind of a live wire and she likes to party. So
Amazing. And what initially attracted you to your role in this movie?
I think it was kind of just that. Janice is a lot of fun, and I normally play a lot of drama. I play a lot of heavy roles. So even though that this is a thriller, there was, having a character that is so much fun and does bring a lot of lightness to some situations, that was I don't know, that was really attractive to me. And she cares so deeply for her friends too. I just think that, female friendships are super important and having a character that does care deeply about her friends is yeah, it's just something that I really liked. And this isn't a spoiler because this is in the description, but my character does die. So she's the reason that I guess she puts the dead in Deadly's Girls Trip.
Yeah.
And I actually really that also attracted me to the role. I've only died on camera one other time in a short film several years ago. So I was kind of curious how we were going to do this, how they were going to handle all of, the ins and outs of the stunt work. So that was something that I found really attractive. So, but it was really fun. And actually all of like the behind the scenes stuff that we did in order to piece together how I actually died, which I won't spoil for anybody. That was really, really fun.
Great. So your character, sorry, die on camera?
Hmm.
Oh, interesting.
So there is well, I guess she dies, and that's what happens. That's what sets off the whole thing. So the girls go away to this girls' trip, and my character dies, and so Lacey, played by Christy Murdoch, is the one who's trying to figure out what happened. So that sort of sets up the action for the rest of the movie. So, not a huge character, but an important one.
Yeah. And what do you think makes this movie so special and captivating for the audience?
I think it's because you have a lot of really strong female characters in this. And that's always something that I love in a movie because I, I want to be a strong woman and I love to portray strong women. But the thing that I think Lifetime does a particularly good job about this is they portray the full scope of humanity for these characters and these strong female characters. Um, they have flaws, they make mistakes, they're fallible. And I just think that it helps the audience fall in love with a character when you can see that they're just like you. They say things that aren't right or they hurt people's feelings, and so you're really invested in them when they have something to overcome or they're persevering, they're investigating things. They get knocked down, but they have to fight to get back up, and they're fighting for what they believe in, like the characters do in this. So I just think that a well-rounded character is particularly interesting to watch. And also, this movie in particular has a lot of twists and turns. So nothing is really quite what it seems. So that's really fun. And even as we're watching it, it's like, oh, what's going to happen next? Because I remember when I was reading the script, I thought the same thing. I was like, oh, I know what's going to happen. No, I didn't.
That's great. And so, uh, wh- I don't know if you have a lot of scene because we know you die, but what was your favorite scene or moment while filming this movie?
Honestly, I would have to say it was really the montage scenes with the girls. So we have scenes where we're actually on the girls' trip and we're at this gorgeous villa. It was massive. I know when we all kind of pulled up, we have a moment in the scene where we all pull up to it and are looking at it, and we matched the characters' awe of the setting because we were shooting at this beautiful like mansion in Kentucky or outside of Louisville, and it was huge and it was just stunning, like the pool, the grounds, they had like their own little lake. um every room that we were able to go into in this place was just phenomenal. So anyway, we're in this beautiful setting, and the montage scenes that we have of us on this girls trip were just so much fun because it was just the four of us girls just having fun, and there was no dialogue. We could just sort of talk and laugh. We were listening to music. We were taking pictures with these like little disposable cameras. Um, and what was amazing about that was that the women that I was working with, it didn't feel like I had only known them for a couple of days. It felt like we'd been friends for much longer. And I just, between scenes, we had such amazing conversations. And I mean, we're all still in contact to this day. And, we were texting this morning about stuff. So it's just, that made it really special because it really didn't feel like work at all. It just felt like we were, hanging out at this really beautiful location and having fun together. So that was probably my favorite. So
Great. So you mentioned a little bit now, but what was it like, the environment on set, and how was working with the rest of the cast and crew on set?
no, everybody was phenomenal. Christy, Lisa, Charlotte, Lydia. Uh, we're all still super close. It was just so nice to come into an environment. Everybody was incredibly professional. They did their jobs well, and they were just great people. And I mean, both cast and crew. We had phenomenal people on the crew as well. We had a huge amount of women on the crew, which I'm always happy to see. I mean, it's International Women's Day today, so that feels very topical.
Yeah,
And then the director, Damien Romay, he did a fantastic job creating like a very nurturing environment. It was just fun. I know that doesn't sound very complicated, but uh, it was just a really great experience. So everybody was great to work with.
amazing. So, change of subject.
Okay.
You have to know that this is a question I ask to all the artists I have the pleasure to talk with, to know you better. And okay, what have been some of the most memorable projects you have worked on throughout your career, and why for you?
Ooh, I don't know. That's a hard question because I really enjoy pieces of every project that I'm a part of. I would have to say one of the ones that I just finished this last year, it was a short film. It's called Heavy Delta. That one was probably one of my favorite experiences. I'd worked with the director and other actors and all of the cast and crew on many other productions before. Uh, but it's sort of this action adventure. There's a mystery element to it. Also, I was very dirty in it because I had sweat where I'm an adventure character. So I'm going through these woods and I'm canoeing. I'm doing all of these very active things. And I always love getting like super dirty in filmmaking. So anytime I get to like, I don't know, roll around on the forest floor, I'm in heaven then. So that was probably one of my favorite experiences.
Great. So, and talking about your future project, I would like to ask you about your next Lifetime movie, Double Trouble. We don't know if this is the uh, final title, but you can tease a little bit.
So Double Trouble is I'm one of the lead characters in that film, and I play a mother who her son and his girlfriend had just had a baby, and there's somebody passes away, and there is some investigating that happens. I don't want to spoil too much for it, but it is a lot of fun. So, and I guess technically I play a grandmother, so that is really fun. I wasn't expecting to book that, but you know what? I'll play it. So it was a lot of fun though. Had some really cool action sequences in there too. So I think hopefully that should be coming out a little bit later this summer or possibly this fall. So look for that on Lifetime as well.
And you are so young, and it's so difficult to imagine you as a grandmother, but
I'm a young grandma. I will say I'm a young grandma in this, but yeah, the hair and makeup and the wardrobe department did a fantastic job on that because even the kid who played my son, we were talking between scenes. He said, I wasn't really sure if that was going to work for you. He's like, but then they put you in your wardrobe and they did your hair and makeup, and I believed it. And I was like, I think that's a compliment. I think that's a compliment, but I always think that that's so funny, but yeah, I love to play all kinds of different things, and I especially like characters that stretch me a little bit. So hopefully it comes across well in the film. But yeah, there's always something wonderful about every character. And like I said, Janice, there's more to Janice in Deadly Girls Trip than meets the eye. So you guys will have to watch that to find out more about her.
yeah. And this movie, this Double Trouble, are you film it yet or not?
Yes, so we filmed it last summer, and it
Oh,
was funny because I had filmed Double Trouble, and then I was home for a few days, actually between I think it was over the weekend, which
oh,
is when I auditioned for Deadly Girls Trip. So I got the audition request, and I do actually remember being a little annoyed because I had so much stuff to do. I had to do laundry, I had to pack, I had to, I was dealing with stuff with like the dog and just life stuff. So I remember looking at the character being like, yeah, okay, I'll read for it. And I didn't think too much about it. It just felt very easy. And so I was like, oh yeah, I totally know who this girl is. So I did the audition, and then I found out I booked the job while I was on set of Double Trouble. So that was pretty fun. So then as soon as we finished Double Trouble, I think I had another week or so before I had to go up to Kentucky to film Deadly Girls Trip. And then on my way, I booked a different role for another Lifetime movie that just aired a couple weeks ago. And so when I was coming back from Kentucky, I went to working in Nashville. So it was like three Lifetime movies back to back to back to back last summer. So that was exhausting and a bit of a challenge, but it was really fun. So, and very different characters, very different characters.
yeah, yeah, amazing. And so, what are you going to film next? Can I ask?
You can. So a couple of things. I will tease this. I am in talks for a film that may be filming internationally, so that would be very exciting if that all goes through. Um, and then also, I am a writer and producer. So my writing partners and I are finishing up script revisions for a short film of our own, and we will be putting that into production hopefully this fall. So that's very exciting to be on the other side of the camera for that as well. Um, and then I do have another film coming out sometime this year. It's called The Observance, and that one's also kind of an action thriller. And I'm very excited to see how that went because we actually shot that in my hometown in Augusta, Georgia. So that was um, that was really, really fun. So a lot of stuff coming out, I guess, this year. So
You're so busy.
I try to be.
Yeah. So this is it. Make sure all of you to coach um, Deadly Girls Trip on Lifetime platform. And thank you, Kate, to join us today.
Thank you. This was a pleasure.
For me, it's a pleasure. And thank you all for watching. Bye.